What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Car B&B. Today we are talking about my S-Class. My S-Class came back with a crack on the windshield, and Turo is not covering it. However, it's slick kind of my fault, so I gotta kind of take responsibility for it, and it sucks because I'm about to be out of $600 for new windshields. But basically, make a long story short, when I rented the vehicle to the guests, it was at nighttime, so I had to take pictures at night. And the problem with my S-Class is I have privacy tint on the front windshield. So I took my pictures like I normally do any other time. The only difference was it was darker and the tint's darker. So the crack was a hairline crack that started over from the passenger side, like middle of the passenger side, traveling all the way to the end. And Turo, the rock chip is very tiny, and Turo cannot identify the damages on the windshield properly. I've sent them multiple pictures, I've zoomed in, and it's just not enough conclusive evidence to charge the guest for a cracked windshield. The guest did take the car down to Alabama, so I'm taking it. That's when he got the the crack on the windshield. And usually that's when I'm always checking the windshields. Anytime I see someone is going out of town, the first thing I go to is the windshield. Before I look at anything else on the car, I look at the windshield. And that's something you guys need to be looking at, because it's so freaking difficult to catch every little thing, and the hardest is the windshield. It is extremely difficult to catch damage on a windshield if you're not looking for it. And sometimes it be in places you're not even looking. Like I had one crack one time. It was behind the rearview mirror, and the only reason I saw it is because luckily I had bird shit and it wouldn't come off in the car wash. So when I went out to get my microfiber rag and my glass cleaner, when I wiped it, I saw the crack. Thank God I saw it. It was the same exact day of the car. I was able to call Turo, and they got the crack, the whole windshield replaced. Because where the crack was, it was no way to repair the windshield. Now here's the thing: I used to run a windshield repair business for 7 years. So I know a thing or two about crack damage and replacements. So it was definitely the right call to replace it. That's what they did. Now going back to this case with the S-Class, I gotta be mad, but I can't be, because I'm the one who put the privacy glass on the S-Class, which in turn caused the disorientation with seeing it, especially coming up on photos. And it just so happened to be at night. Now, if it was in the daytime, I'm pretty sure it would have showed up a lot better than that. But it sucks, man. I'm out of pocket $600. But luckily the S-Class this weekend made $450. So I'm coming out of pocket like, technically about $150, but it's still like, damn, man, that sucks. That blows. And like I said, that's a mistake on my part. And every now and then I do have to, as good as I am at this, every now and then I have to remind myself to still stay vigilant. I have to remind myself about that almost every 6 months. I get a case like this where I drop the ball, because again, I'm only one man. I do so many different things. So I definitely take blame for it. I told the guest was already hysterical about it in the first one. He's like, it wasn't me. That was already on the windshield. Yeah, he did all that. But I told him, I said, hey, listen, man, I don't think they're going to charge you for the crack. You're good to go. And then after I said that, I got a 5-star review. So obviously he was waiting to find out from Turo before he left a revenge review. You know what I mean? But like I said, it sucks, but it happens. But guys, windshield, check your windshield, especially if your guests are going out of town. It can happen to anyone. It's no one's fault that a rock kicked up and hit a windshield. So that's another thing. Don't get mad about it. If it happens, it happens. Just make sure that you're catching it. And here's the deal. Now, this is how it can really fuck you up. Let's say if there's a crack on the windshield and it's the size of a dime or smaller than that. It may not crack out there, and it may not be that noticeable. By you not catching it, Now, let's say, like right now, we're about to change seasons. I've seen this happen multiple times where a crack held up in the cold, but as soon as it get hot, it cracks out. So now the windshield done cracked out 2, 3, 4 weeks later or a month later, and now you got to replace the windshield anyway. And like I said, some of these cars have really expensive windshield. Man, matter of fact, all goddamn cars got expensive windshield. Let me tell you, man, my freaking Elantra windshield cracked. This fucking windshield was $450 damn for a windshield on a Hyundai Elantra. Why was it expensive? Because you got your lane keep assist, you got all this new technology. The problem is when they come out with more technology, that typically makes things expensive. Windshields back in the day would be $200, you know, $250. You know what I mean? I've never had a windshield be $600, $700, $800 or $450 for a economy car. But they're just the times we're living in. Now, eventually technology would catch up. You know, manufacturers would make things a lot cheaper. But right now, shit is expensive all the way around. You cannot afford to, you cannot afford, oh my God, why did he leave and park my car like this? Look how he left my car, man. He didn't put it into that parking spot. Oh, y'all probably can't see it. But my what's this car? Damn it, what car is that? The 6 Series is back. So let me go park it. I don't know why he left it here. This is so freaking stupid. And the C-Class is back. The C-Class is back. And look where he parked my damn S-Class. Like, what the hell, bro? Come on. Look, and he parked here right by a fire hydrant. If my car would have got towed, I would have been screwed. So I got extremely lucky that I got here early, or else I would have had another issue. Now, Turo would have covered that because that's an improper return, but nonetheless, it would have been an issue. Okay, and return the gas back right. All right, everything's looking good. And, oh, here's another thing you guys need to make sure you're doing. I don't care how good your car looks when it's done with a trip, always take it for a test drive. I do this all the time. Let me tell you why I do that. I do that because I've made the mistake paying attention or letting it go, and someone has cracked the rim, bent the rim. Now the car's wobbly or it's rough on the highway. Always test drive your car, man. Always. It'll take you 1 minute just to take it up the street, take it back, park it, and put it away. Just make sure you do it. But going back to the windshield, guys, it is annoying as hell, man. When you have windshield problems, because Turo will unlist the car for that, which they have. They have unlisted my S-Class until I get another windshield, which I'll probably get by tomorrow. But like I said, it was my bad. It's a costly mistake. So again, if you're doing Turo and you're doing luxury cars and you know you got all those sensors and stuff, keep that in mind. Do not end up like me. This is a $600 lesson, man, and I'm not really trying to learn it right now during the coronavirus epidemic, you know what I mean? Because we don't even know how that's going to really affect us, you know, in the future. And I'm the type of guy, you know, when I see my money dwindling or I'm seeing, you know, a difference, I be thinking about that little money that I could have saved. Like, damn, I could have saved $600 by just taking better pictures. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy, and I beat myself up about it, but that's how I make sure it doesn't happen again. But anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I just had to give y'all that little tidbit. I will talk to y'all guys next time. Peace.